WWE finally did it. They turned John Cena heel in 2025. After begging for around 15 years, we finally got heel Cena during his retirement tour. This should have been huge, but man, what a letdown it's been. That moment at Elimination Chamber when Cena kicked Cody right in the balls, I thought we were about to witness something legendary.
Here's your main event for WrestleMania, John Cena.
Fast forward a few months and I'm sitting here wondering if WWE even has a plan for this whole thing. Look, I've been watching Cena since his Doctor of Thugonomics days. I've seen the entire evolution from fans wanting to murder him at One Night Stand, to the Let's Go Cena, Cena Sucks era, to his incredible matches with CM Punk and AJ Styles. This heel turn should have been the culmination of his complex relationship with the audience. Instead, it feels like WWE is just winging it. Today we're breaking down exactly why Cena's heel turn has been so disappointing. We'll talk about The Rock ghosting the storyline, that weird Travis Scott stuff at WrestleMania, Cena's repetitive promos, and why his matches as a heel just aren't clicking. And if you're enjoying this type of wrestling content, make sure you hit that subscribe button while you're here. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Let's rewind to how all this started. At Elimination Chamber in February, we witnessed what should have been an all-time great wrestling moment. The Rock appeared at ringside during a confrontation between Cena and Cody Rhodes. With one throat-slashing gesture towards Cena, everything changed. The 16-time world champion snapped, attacking Cody Rhodes and embracing the dark side for the first time since he was the Doctor of Thugonomics. The internet exploded. Even casual fans were talking about it. WWE had finally pulled the trigger on something fans had wanted for nearly 2 decades. But what followed this shocking moment would quickly expose the flaws in the plan. The biggest problem with Cena's heel turn can be summed up in 2 words: Dwayne Johnson. The Rock was instrumental in triggering Cena's heel transformation, only to completely vanish from the storyline afterwards.
I did feel, and I made the call, I don't want to be involved in that. Step back.
Think about it. The Rock gives Cena the signal at Elimination Chamber, essentially directing him to turn on Rhodes. This creates an intriguing question. Why would John Cena, who built his entire career on hustle, loyalty and respect, suddenly follow The Rock's orders? What power does The Rock have over him? What agreement did they make behind the scenes? These questions should have been the foundation of an epic storyline. Instead, The Rock disappeared completely. No explanation, no follow-up, no appearance at WrestleMania 41 when Cena beat Rhodes for the undisputed title. This left a massive hole in the story. Bubba Ray Dudley summed it up perfectly when he said that without The Rock being there, it leaves a giant hole as to why John and The Rock were in the same place at the same time. The gesture wasn't given to the camera or the crowd. It was specifically targeted at John Cena, implying The Rock was instructing him. Without any explanation for this connection, the entire foundation of Cena's heel turn lacks any substance. Beyond The Rock's absence, Cena's actual heel character has been problematic. This is John Cena we're talking about. The man who fluked his way into a match with The Undertaker, who verbally destroyed Roman Reigns with the infamous "It's a promo kid" line, and who traded some of the best promos against CM Punk during the summer of 2011.
It's called a promo,
Shut
kid,
your
and
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it, so go ahead.
That's it. I can do this with half a voice, and it's only going to take 90 seconds to cook you. We all know the only reason you got a job here is because of your cousin. Tape your thumb up extra tight, because the only place that's getting stuck tomorrow is straight up your ass.
Yet his current heel promos have fallen into a repetitive pattern. Come out, insult the fans with generic "you people" comments,
Not one of you sons of bitches asked me how I feel.
declare he's going to ruin wrestling, and then get verbally or physically dominated by his babyface opponent. And usually he ends up on his ass looking at the lights because he's been hit with their finishing move.
Shit. RKO!
Instead of creating a complex heel with logical reasons for his actions, WWE gave us a one-dimensional I hate the fans now character with no justification. We deserve to know why the guy who preached never give up for 2 decades suddenly changed his core values. Was it the years of mixed reactions despite his tireless work ethic? Was it watching part-timers like The Rock walk in and take main event spots? Was it his Hollywood success changing his perspective on wrestling? It just doesn't make any sense. Cena's in-ring work as a heel has been equally problematic. I mean, he's never been the best wrestler, but he could get by. He carried the company on his back for years with matches against guys like Edge, CM Punk, AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, all while playing the same character. Now he looks completely lost trying to wrestle as a heel. His match with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania was widely criticized for its slow pace and strange structure. The man delivered a main event that felt mechanical and lacked emotional impact. His title defense against Randy Orton at Backlash showed slightly better chemistry, but still relied on cheap heel tactics rather than the psychology that made their 2009 I Quit match so compelling. At 48 years old with limited dates remaining, Cena risks his whole legacy on being a heel, which just doesn't seem like the best way to go out. Perhaps the most telling sign that the heel turn isn't working is the fan response. Despite Cena's best efforts to be hated, crowds can't help but be indifferent. The same Cena sucks and let's go Cena chants they've been doing since 2006, and nothing's really changed. I mean, the guy's doing the most to try and be hated by the fans, but they just won't listen. After Backlash, even Cena taunted the crowd by saying "I don't need you," and they responded with "Thank you Cena" chants. The moment visibly affected him, the camera catching a glimpse of the real John Cena beneath the heel gimmick, a man who seems conflicted about his final chapter of his unbelievable career. The emotional reaction suggests even Cena himself might recognize the disconnect. What I'm trying to say is, we just wanted a heel turn to be just a little bit more authentic with some real reasoning. The guy was the ultimate babyface when you think about it. He's granted the most Make-A-Wishes than any other celebrity. He even had the privilege of announcing Osama bin Laden's death to pretty much the whole world. I mean, that's how I found out about it anyway. We just can't simply find ourselves hating a guy like John Cena during his farewell tour. He's done too much for the business. It creates an almost tragic dynamic where the performer wants one reaction while fans insist on giving another. I understand they want to do something different, but I think they're just trying to be special with this whole thing, and it's not going the way that they planned. If The Rock's absence created one problem, then Travis Scott's presence created another also. His involvement at WrestleMania was just batshit crazy. It didn't make any sense at all. I mean, why is the guy even there? Yeah, I get it, WWE wants some celebrity involvement and it's nothing new in wrestling, but Travis Scott being responsible for the downfall of Cody Rhodes after his title run for almost a year, it was literally a crack fiend's dream. It made absolutely no sense to anyone who was sane. Why would a rapper suddenly appear to help John Cena cheat to win? I mean, the guy had been missing since Elimination Chamber and randomly he turns up at WrestleMania. Unlike previous effective celebrity involvement like Bad Bunny or even Logan Paul, Travis Scott only appeared on the show because he was the guy who sang the theme song for WrestleMania. I mean, I didn't mind the song, but by the time the main event was over, I had had enough. If someone plays that song in front of me one more time, I will lose my shit. The absolute shit show that the finish for WrestleMania gave us ruined what should have been a historic moment. Cena winning his record-breaking 17th World Championship. Instead of feeling monumental, it felt cheap and unsatisfying. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Baron Corbin even pointed out what all of us were thinking. We kept expecting The Rock to make an appearance during this sequence, which should have at least connected the dots for the Elimination Chamber, but it never happened. It's the biggest show of the year. Surely we needed those answers. Just 2 months into Cena's heel run, WWE already appears to be planting the seeds for his inevitable return to being a good guy. After Backlash, the camera caught Cena looking visibly moved by thank you Cena chants, suggesting remorse for his actions. This emotional shift is happening far too early. If WWE intended to tell a redemption story with Cena as a heel, they've barely given his heel character time to establish itself before starting to dismantle it. It makes us question the lack of commitment that they put into the heel concept. It might have just been like that from the beginning. Rather than fully investing in Cena as a heel for a substantial portion of his retirement tour, WWE seems to be hedging their bets, already preparing to revert him to the familiar hero that's safer and more marketable. But this half-measure approach means fans aren't getting the full experience of either character, not the completely ruthless heel they wanted to see, and not even the familiar hero they've known for years. It's the worst of both worlds. To understand why this heel turn has been so disappointing, we need to consider what WWE could have done differently with his retirement tour. Imagine if they'd built his heel turn around something authentic. What if they had Cena embrace the big match John criticism, arguing that he's always been the corporate chosen one disguised as the underdog? Or what if he revealed deep resentment over the years of Cena sucks chants, despite sacrificing his body for the fans? Or perhaps a storyline where he's bitter that part-timers like The Rock get celebrated, while full-timers who built the company get overlooked. Any of these motivations would have felt more genuine than the vague, "I'm going to ruin wrestling" approach we got. They could have drawn parallels to his iconic feuds. Imagine if he started copying the tactics of guys like Edge's opportunism and CM Punk's self-righteousness, or even Brock Lesnar's destructive dominance. Another option could have been keeping him as a babyface throughout 2025 and leaning into the natural nostalgia of his farewell tour. Imagine Cena challenging himself to face the new generation, rekindling the US Open Challenge spirit for one final run. I mean, he could have had unbelievable matches against guys like Gunther, Braun Breaker, or LA Knight, with Cena putting them over on his way out. Or if they were committed to the heel turn, they should have followed through on the Rock connection, a storyline where the Rock manipulates Cena from behind the scenes. Imagine if he offered him a major Hollywood opportunity in exchange for beating the hell out of Cody Rhodes. That would have generated genuine heat because the guy would just have been known as a sellout. Instead, we got a storyline that feels incomplete, a movie missing its second act. The sad irony is that Cena, who built his career on Never Give Up, is ending it with a storyline that gave up on his own potential. It's all about, "You guys booed me, so I hate you now and I'm gonna ruin wrestling." It just doesn't make sense. John Cena deserves better for his final run. This is the man who carried WWE throughout its post-Attitude Era transition, who delivered classic matches against guys like Edge that redefined how championship rivalries could be built, who elevated CM Punk to superstardom with their feud in 2011, who helped introduce casual fans to indie darlings like Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. After giving 2 decades to WWE and becoming one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time, his last chapter should be memorable for the right reasons. Instead, we're watching a disjointed storyline that lacks the emotional punch of his greatest rivalries. Remember his debut against Kurt Angle's Open Challenge, his bloodied face at One Night Stand, his emotional title win against JBL, his shocking Royal Rumble return in 2008, the devastation on his face when The Rock beat him at WrestleMania 28. Those moments felt authentic in a way this heel simply doesn't. With 7 months left until his final match in Boston this December, and the time ticking with limited dates, there's still time for WWE to course correct. Whether that means fully committing to a more nuanced heel character or embracing his true legacy as WWE's ultimate hero, they need to give John Cena the send-off his unrivaled career deserves. Now it's time to pass things on to you guys. What do you think about Cena's heel turn? Has it lived up to your expectations, or do you agree it's been disappointing? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe so you can stay tuned for more wrestling content right here on Wrestling Real.